Welcome to Soltron. Today I want to do a video about my custom Gozyuger God Asura mode, which combines most of the other custom pieces that I've been doing. So it pretty much puts everything together into this mess that you see in front of you. But I think it kind of looks good in some ways, even though it's all just mashed together. Alright, so let's get a closer look at this guy. So you can see the base body is here. It's got the Orca booster on it, but we've also got like the, what is it, Hammer Rex pieces right here, or the T-Rex hammer. And we got the Lion Buster for one of the arms, and the other arms is like the Pegasus spear, basically. And then we got, he's got two more arms attached to the shoulders, which I'm pretty sure you could do with the DX version. You can just attach his regular arms up here. There are connection points there. And then I connected the two T-Rex arms to the back of his halo here. And then he's got, to help support his ridiculous amount of weight, he's got the centaur legs, which I modified to look better, and that helps support it. And then the Orca tail is actually like keeping the centaur legs in place, so it's actually helping with the support. And you can see the T-Rex arm is just like back here. You can see it's just pegged right there onto the ring on his back. So I'll put him in a more neutral pose. Maybe that'll help your eyes. Alright, and here he is in like more of a neutral pose. So you can see he's got like the chest armor plates. He's got the Buster arm, he's got the Lance arm, and then he's got the T-Rex arms in the back, and then he's got his two regular arms on the top of his shoulders. So he's got 6 arms technically in this mode, and I don't have all the rings, so there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing the green one, and I'm probably gonna pass on him. I think this looks good enough the way it is. I think this is already crazy enough. I don't think I can fit in another robot. And so I don't have the polar bear or the green one or any of that, or the wolf arm. But yeah, I think this looks insane enough as it is. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and break this guy down, and maybe we can see some of his less crazy combinations. So let's go ahead and start by removing the T-Rex ring. So we'll get that off. And then we can take off his armor. And because I customized his T-Rex legs to be 2 separate legs, this chest armor actually does fit correctly onto the Orca booster. But if you have the base model, it won't fit because it's too narrow. So that was a nice little bonus of customizing. And then we can get off just flip him around the back. And we'll take off his T-Rex arms. So hopefully those come out without any problem. Nope, that's what I thought was going to happen. So the ball joint didn't come out of the peg, and not on that one either, because they're not even glued in place. Alright, I just had to pop out those ball joints, and then let's get a look at him with his, I guess, 4 robot combination. So I think that looks a little bit more manageable. He's less crazy looking. His weight is a little bit better distributed. So I think this is a pretty good look too. So I'm a big fan of this. So still pretty crazy. Obviously his articulation is going to be mostly limited to his all his different pairs of arms. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, like, this blue flame piece is just sitting up here. There's not quite enough clearance to get this on here. I could mod that, of course, to make it work. I probably will, because I do like this crazy excessive looking combined mode. But yeah, he's got like articulation in his hips and things too, but it's kind of not worth doing because he just needs all his legs on deck to even be able to stand up, because there's so much weight on this guy now. Let's see. So, oh yeah, we can clean him up even a little bit more. We can take off his default arms You just take those off the top of his shoulders. And then we can put these default arms can just be thrown onto the back of that halo effect. So we could just put these back here just to get them out of the way. Forget about them. All right, and there we go. He's looking a little bit more manageable now. And then I could even like take off his katana and we could just like hide these arms in the back just to make him look even a little bit more clean. So we could just fold those up and just pretend they're in storage. And now he's only got his 2 arms. And then I did design some articulation here so that he can get good arm articulation, so the shoulders can move out of the way so that he can articulate these arms a little bit better. And then, as you'll see in my just version of the Orca booster, he does have neck articulation as well. But this is like a more simplified version, so like a 4 robot combiner, counting Orca as well. So I think this mode looks pretty great as well. It's pretty simple. And then we'll go ahead and take off, let's take out the Leo Buster. So this piece, like I said, isn't pegged on. I can definitely put this on a ball joint and make it so it can. And then we'll just pop off the Buster arm. And then we'll just replace that with his regular arm. And there we get this mode, which is not too bad looking. So his default Centaur mode. And so this would be like the Orca booster Centaur combination. So he's still capable of doing that. And then I can actually, now that he doesn't have so much weight on, I can actually simplify this. All right, and here we see he's got his spear and shield mode, or his lance and shield mode, which looks pretty cool. He's still pretty back heavy. His heels, the heels on this figure just kind of suck, so he's definitely struggling. But I think he looks, I'm gonna have the wall help him out. I think he looks pretty good. Oh yeah, and plus he's got this extra arm on his back, which is weighing him down, because his regular arm is now back here behind the halo. But I think this mode is looking pretty good. So I've never really seen anyone combine these like this, so I was always curious how they would look together. Alright, and here's his Leo Buster mode. So this mode is looking pretty good with his, he can use his katana in this mode. Definitely got to figure out how this goes. And I am cheating because I also pulled off one of his paws because it would just get in the way. Probably I could find somewhere else to peg that on. It'll just have to be a little bit of a cheat. But this mode I think looks pretty good still too. And then we could just get his shoulders a little bit out of the way so he can get his cannon facing forward to attack. So I think that mode is not too bad. It's a good combination. And then finally the T-Rex hammer form, which I think is actually one of the better looking of these combinations. I think this one comes off pretty well, and you can see his default arms are just way back here hanging off the halo, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he's enormously back heavy, unfortunately. But I think this combination actually comes across pretty nicely. I'm surprised because the T-Rex was my least favorite, and seeing it like this actually looks pretty decent. Oh, I forgot to put on his extra chest armor. So there it is with his armor bits on. Yeah, not bad at all. Like, I think maybe because the yellow matches with all his other bits, this is like one of the more coherent forms. This looks pretty good. So yeah, I've just never seen anyone do a combination of the different forms. So I thought it'd be cool to have a video where I just combine everything. This is definitely a one-of-a-kind combination. Nobody else is going to be able to do that without the kind of modding that I did. So I think yeah, I think this looks pretty good actually. He looks kind of like a king. So yeah, I hope you like those combinations, and I'll see you in the next one.